Welcome to the Freud's Angels weekly reading, bringing the collective guidance and understanding for this week's energy.
Remember, never give your power up to a reader or a reading. You always have the power of autonomy. Hey, angels, welcome to your weekly reading. We are reading from July 6th through the 12th. How is it July? Explain that to me.
Oh, I don't know.
Explain
January was a year, and then the whole rest of the year is just gone.
Yeah. I mean, because within I don't know, in two and a half, 3 weeks from this week, it'll be a year since I've been here. It does not compute. My brain is glitching. It does not compute, but grateful I'm here. Wholeheartedly grateful.
Yeah. Everything's a little bit mixed up for me.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I legitimately thought about going to a place, and I was like, you can't go there. That's in South Carolina, and you're not in South Carolina anymore. It's like, I have no idea where I am or what, I just, so yeah.
And, and I don't know if anybody follows the Schumann resonance, the energy field that happens with Earth. We have been jumping fucking timelines and had massive energy spikes in the past week. And so, so if you feel like, what day is it? Where am I? What?
This makes sense.
Wait, that's why. Is because, we've had a lot of energy spikes. And so it's felt a lot, and it can feel difficult and emotional and all over the place. So yeah. So if you're experiencing that, that could be why.
Yeah.
My kitty has something to say apparently today. So we are still in pre-shadow Mercury retrograde. How y'all doing? Don't bite me, you little shit. Sorry. She rubs her head against me and then she bites me. I'm not really sure. This feels like it's some sort of narcissistic relationship where I love you, but let me punish you.
Yeah. I mean, my dog does this too. I'm always just like, why are you biting me? I'm like, do you want to go out? And I go to pet her and she bites my hand. And I'm like, is this you telling me yes? Or are you just wanting to bite? I don't understand what's happening right now, but biting. Okay. Okay. That's what we're doing though. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. So anyways, we're in pre-shadow Mercury retrograde. Awesome. Remember, just a reminder, do what you can to prepare and just let it go. Find where Leo is in your chart and just get prepared. Find a journal, write things down, come to conclusions or not, or just be in discovery of what that part of your chart, for us, it's boundaries. And so what is Mercury having you see? What are you trying to understand and see at this point? And how do you relate to boundaries, for us? And how do we work through it? And where are more boundaries needed and things like that? So be curious and just do your best to remain calm. Do your best. I understand.
Extra time with communication, travel, your, electronics,
all the things.
Yes.
Vanessa, what are the mermaids saying?
Well, the mermaids have definitely spit this card out before. It's the future card. And I feel like today when I look at it, usually when I look at this, I see how close she has the ball to her face. And today's no different. I definitely, she's holding a bubble and she's got it right up to her nose, right? And that's that urgency, that's that desperation, oh God, please tell me what's going to happen. And so I feel that again, looking at this card today of why are we doing this? What is the what is the purpose of being so stressed about the future? And so that to me is the crux of this card coming out today is not necessarily anything about the future, right? So it's definitely the future card, but it is really about what is going on with you right now that makes you feel like you need to have this bubble up to your face telling you what's happening in the future. Why are you ungrounded right now? Why are you out of trust right now? What is happening? And listen, y'all, I know the world is probably 90% of that. I feel like that is for everybody, even if you're purposefully ignoring, which I do quite often. I avoid the news, I avoid the media, because even when things are happening, we're not always getting the correct viewpoint of what's happening, or we're not always getting the 360 of it. And I am so sensitive emotionally to stuff like that, that I know I'm going to be dragged all over the place if I start looking into this, right? Like I'm going to be mad over here, I'm going to be sad over here. I'm going to like I don't want to do this to myself. So I've been purposefully just kind of seeing what's going on, and then like kind of detaching a little bit from it and doing what I can, right? Like it's more the what can I do that helps this situation. And that's where this card comes in, right? Like of just sitting with myself and saying, what do I have right now or need right now that is making me, or that I can use for the future, right? So it's not just completely ignoring the fact that this is the future card, but it is the now, right? Like resting in the now, looking at the now. Hey, if the temperature of the world is this right now, that's fine. And I don't have to look at what that means for the future necessarily, right? Because I don't have control over that, and it might twist me around. But what does it make me feel right now in fear or in urgency or in desperation that I can transmute today into something that makes me feel like I am creating a different future? Now, I guess, globally, we feel like we don't have control, but collectively, we have the ability to turn tides, right? So if everybody's sitting here saying, oh, there's nothing I can do, it's not correct. We have energy. We can shift things. If we're all doing it, we can do stuff within our community. We can do stuff within the world. It's not impossible, but it can't be at your own detriment, right? And that's what happens with desperation when we're like, oh my God, I have to do something. We might deplete ourselves, and then we're not even using the right resource. So the thing that is the magic that we could use, we're now too depleted to use it. So much happening. Like this card is telling there's a lot. For some reason. At first when I looked at it, I didn't feel all these things, but it's coming out like as I continue to just kind of talk. The other thing about this card that I noticed is that the bottom of the mermaid's tail kind of roots into the sea floor. And I don't think I've ever noticed this before. So she is anchored, but she's not looking at that. She's not feeling that, right? Like she's just still feeling like the future holds something for her that is better, or that is going to make her feel good, or, whatever we do when we're looking at the future. And there's this reminder also as part of this to kind of ground in now. Again, like the now. This is the future card, and all I'm hearing is the now. So sorry for the confusion, y'all, but that's just how the mermaids are talking to me today. So yeah, take some time to think about where your fear about the future is coming in, and really pay attention to what the root of that is. What's the root of that fear, right? Like if it's safety, what makes you feel safe? What makes you feel unsafe? How can you actually cultivate safety in your life today that has nothing to do with how the future is going to bring you the safety, right? Because you're going to be the one that does it. And if you're not looking at your today, you're not going to be able to get to your future, right? So we really have to like bring ourselves back sometimes to be like, like, but what about today? And like in last week's reading, when we talked about the next step is the next step, it's always going to be the next step. So if I'm going from now to the future, I'm going to have to take the next step, but I don't know what the next step is if I'm not accurately describing the now to myself and with myself. So yeah, that was all over the place, but sorry, that's what happened.
It's so relevant though. We were just talking about this in the pregame too, of how future projecting, this idea that, you need to figure out how to solve the future, and you can't because you're not in the future. You're energetically not there. Yeah. You can only make a decision based on where you're at now. Yeah. And with the idea and the intent to move yourself into that future in the way that supports you in the right now, right? Like that sense of just like, what do I have at hand? What tools do I have? What is going to create support for building that future me that is safe, that is secure, that is whatever it is you're aspiring to be or wanting or fearful that you're not going to be, right?
Right.
And
And it has to be grounded. Like that
yeah,
grounded part like came in and it never comes in because that untethered, unhinged, oh my God, desperate energy is not our best creative energy. It really isn't. We think it is because we
right.
think we're problem solving and we're trying to rush to get rid of the emotion that we're feeling. But ungrounded, we are not doing our best work. So
No.
we have to be grounded.
Yes.
So
Yes.
trust the air signs.
Yes. Believe us. Believe us. It's our lifelong journey is to be grounded. Um, so how do we know what we can do in this moment, right? Where do we lean on for support? Well, one of the supports is the surrender card, which is surrender to prayer. Give
Hmm.
yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you'll be heard throughout the universe, and the answers and support will survive. So,
Love that.
if you're not sure what creates safety in today, if you're not sure what you have at hand, go to prayer, go to connecting with your intuition, your guides, the universe, the angels, whomever you pray to or work with. Go seek their knowledge, seek their wisdom of what it is that is available. What can I do? What is the next step? Help, encourage me, inspire me, support me. It is there. It is there for you all the time, and they're never going to judge you for your fear or what you're afraid about or what you're worried about. They're here to support you, to help you see that you don't need to have fear. You need to be secure and centered, grounded within yourself. Here are the tools. Here's a way to do it so that you can further whatever mission you're on, whatever capacity that is. And
Yes.
so
Love
I
it.
just think it's a great place to start if you're not sure.
Yeah, love it. Because it's a check-in too, right? Like when it's kind of the same thing, right? Like when we're praying and we're praying from desperation and we're like, oh my God, please, please. It's like,
Yeah.
I also need to pray, like stop myself and think about where this prayer is coming from so
Yeah.
that I'm asking for the accurate thing.
So here's something that just came to me when you said that. So good. Prayer from desperation gives you solution in the moment, but never long-term support.
Yeah.
Praying from the heart will give you that long-term support or the answers to lead you to long-term support. Because the desperation prayer, it's still heard, but it's like, oh, you think you need just this, but
Yep.
that just one thing is
Yeah.
not going to help you long term. It's a flash in the pan. It's not wrong to pray in desperation, but know that what you're going to get and what you're praying for may be vastly different and helps on vastly different levels and longevity. So it's just
10,000%.
yeah.
I was literally, when you were saying it, I was thinking of my instant gratification problem in
Yes.
certain areas of my life, and where I'm like, just give me a sign. And then I get a sign, and like 30 minutes later, I'm like, you could give me another one. And I'm like, what are you doing right now? This is, what do you really, really want? Right? Like, just reconnect with what you really, really want and understand the time of that, right? Like, is not instant. You actually don't want a string of instant gratifications because that means a string of regulated nervous system, right? Up and down, up and down. Like, you do not want that where you're like panic soothing.
Yeah.
That's what your instant gratification is looking for right now. You gotta find some other gear. So yes, like that prayer and that desperation and that future energy and all that is like, slow down, ground, really remember what it is that you're looking for with that long term, right? That future, and just slow it down, because
Yeah.
instant gratification is gonna
Not
make
help.
you have a meandering path.
Yes. Longer than it would have been. So our money money card this week is money is energy, money flows to me. There is a beautiful chorus song that is, I sing it all the time. I will link it in our show notes down below because it's super cool. It's money is energy. And it is so cool. And so just to give you a little bit of a mantra for the week, I will send it. And so I take a listen. So this Wednesday, we have a very special guest on our podcast. Her name is Adrienne Craighead. She is the owner of Tachyon, a Tachyon Chamber, Torchbearer Tachyon here in Charlotte. And it was amazing. We had a really beautiful conversation. You know, that old joke, put 3 air signs in a room and what is going to happen? We're just going to talk and that forever.
Mhm.
It was hard. Even after we stopped recording, we kept talking.
Clouds could have done it for another 4 hours. Absolutely.
Exactly. So join us. We talk about tachyon. What is it? How it supports you? What its purpose is? How to prep yourself for an experience? You know, the ways you can receive it in person and even remotely, like all the things. It's super great information. It's a great tool. And she's offered a code to give you a discount on your first session. Please, please, please go listen this Wednesday. All the stations, all the normal places, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Deezer, all the places. And yeah, and of course, we'll link the show note in our social media posts. So we love you guys. Have a good week. Prepare. Remember, just prepare. We're going to be okay in this Mercury retrograde. This is going to be good for us. It's going to fuel our forward movement. So
yes,
we love you and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, love you. Thanks for listening.
We hope we gave you something to support your journey.
Check out our Facebook or Instagram page to connect with us.
Have a great week.